Hello, everyone. My name's Hamad. I'm with the TrackRhino team. I'm going to be talking to you today about how to get your first 10 subscribers. And I'm really excited for you all to see this presentation. In this presentation today, we're going to talk about the journey that you're going to be going on, going from how you currently make money with your music to how you're going to be able to make money, how you can be able to shift from music is your side hustle to music is your career. And it's a very exciting journey. I'm glad that you're taking it, and I hope you're ready. So let's dive right into it. In today's training, as we go through it, we're going to go a section by section. But before we go section by section, we're going to start with a brief overview of what the change to subscription means for you, your music business, your career, and all of that. And then we're going to get into the 4 steps that you need to take in order to get your first 10 subscribers. They're very simple, they're very easy, and everything that I present with the 4 steps comes with our workbook. Like, it works together with the workbook that you've been provided. So the best way to view this training is to watch it entirely in its full length. It's not that long. Watch the whole thing and come back with the workbook, and then go section by section. Fill each section out and take your time with it. When you're done the first section, then move on to the next section. And I'll briefly talk about what to do after you get your first 10 subscribers. But let's start with what it takes to get your first 10 subscribers first. However, we're going to do that brief overview about your subscription business. So this is how you've been before you went to subscription business. You would create content. This is music, videos, anything else that you might share with people. And fans would search for this content on different platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. And they may pay Spotify, YouTube, and Apple to view your content. Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and other platforms are making money from your fans. And if you're lucky, if you do the right combination of things, if your stuff goes viral, and if the algorithm gods favor you, you may end up making some money. So this is how things have been done in the past. And now here's how we're going to be changing stuff. You're still going to make content for your fans. It's going to go directly to them, though. Instead of there being some platform where they have to search for your content, no, it's going to be yours, and it's going to go direct to your fans. So whatever the content that you're producing, whether it's music, whether it's vlogs, whether it's behind the scenes content, whatever it is, that's going directly to your fans, and they are going to pay you money directly. It's going to go directly to you. There's going to be no one in the middle deciding that you get a certain percentage or a certain cut. You get the money directly, and this happens every month. So what we're doing is we're shifting how your relationship with your fans is done. It's like they want content every month on a regular basis, and they're going to pay you every month on a regular basis. So we're going from this like one time, maybe they'll look you up kind of relationship, to this is an ongoing relationship that both sides have to contribute towards, and it's going to dramatically shift how you make money and how your music career is going to start to grow, because every fan that you get is going to be worth a certain dollar, and they're going to start supporting your career in a massive way. So here's how you make this shift. There's 4 simple steps that you need to follow. Number one, you need to offer them something. You need to have an offer. Number two, you need to know, what is the list of people you're going to make this offer to. Number three, you need to actually pitch to these people in person, and I'll explain why you need to do it in person. And number four, you need to just review what you did, make changes, and repeat again. So let's go into step one. In step one, you want to create an offer. And an offer has 5 basic components to it. What are you selling? Who are you selling it to? What do they get? Why should they care? What is the price? These are the 5 elements that you need to fill out if you wanted to come up with an offer. So I've created like a template that you can use. It's an example. And here's what it looks like when the template is filled in. I've created an exclusive membership for my super fans. They get access to all my new music 3 months in advance. They get to see behind the scenes videos and discounts on all my merch. It's a perfect way to support local independent Toronto artists, get VIP treatment at shows, and be a part of my movement on day one. Normally, the membership is going to be $10 a month, but my first 10 subscribers are doing $3.99 a month. Are you interested in signing up? This example offer is a great way to engage people and directly ask them if they're ready to sign up. So this is a sample that you can do. In your workbooks, you'll find the template and a space for you to be able to fill in your offer and answer all of those questions. And again, those elements are: what is it? What is it that I'm selling? Who am I selling it to? What do they get? Why should they care? What is the price? These are the 5 elements, and they'll be in your workbook for you to fill out. Step 2, you want to create a list and reach out. So this list, it comprises of who your biggest fans, supporters, and champions are. This is your friends, your family, and anyone that's always liking and commenting on your content. And these are the people that are going to support you when it comes to starting up your subscription business and give you that real feedback you need to make it better. So, how do you do this? Well, it's fairly simple. You create a list of as many people as you can. Aim for about 100. Get as far into that list as you can get. Reach out to these people and ask to meet them in person. That's the key. You don't want to just start pitching online. You want to meet them in person. And again, I'll get to why in a little bit. And only reach out to a few to start with. Start with 10. Don't reach out to the whole list. You want to start with 10, collect the feedback, and then move on to the next 10. Here's an example of what you might use to keep everyone's information in line. Name, email, phone number, social media. Have you contacted them yet? Or next steps. The reason you want to put this on paper is because when you're reaching out to 100 people, you start to forget what happened with person number 37 and 45 and so on and so forth. So get as much information about them as you can and start contacting them. Now, you don't have to have all of this information. You don't have to have their phone number and email. You just need a way to contact them. So make sure you have their name, a way to contact them, whether or not you have contacted them, and what the next step is. After that, you want to pitch to them in person. And the reason you want to pitch to them in person is because the TrackRhino cards are your best sales tools. This TrackRhino card it shows that you're not doing what everyone else is doing. You're working on something new. There's something exciting going on. That look of amazement and wow factor that you get with the TrackRhino cards is worth using, because those TrackRhino cards, not only do they have your branding on it, but that entire experience that person has when they first use it, when they tap it on their phones, you want to capture that moment and use that. You want to leverage that in the actual sale, and it's going to work in your favor if you do. The first thing you do when you're actually pitching in person is you want to explain what you're trying to do. This is to get the conversation started. It's to lead into the actual pitch that you're going to give them, the actual offer that you're going to present to them that we worked on in step 1. For this, you can start with something simple like, hey, I'm trying to grow my music career and this is what I've been up to, or I'm working on something new. So this is an introduction into the actual pitch itself. This introduction is about you and what you're working on. The next thing is the actual offer. This is the offer that we came up with in step 1. You can rehearse this offer like it was a lyric for a song. So you want to nail this right out the gate, right? So work on your offer, and this is where you're going to be. This is the first time you're going to be presenting your offer to someone. And then you ask them to subscribe. You got to ask for the sale, right? A lot of us forget in sales, we feel uncomfortable with asking. You got to ask them to buy. Are you interested in signing up? But they're not going to sign up right away. What they're going to do is they're going to ask questions. No one buys the first time you ask them. It just doesn't work that way. People always have questions. So remember the questions they ask, because it's going to come back in step 4 when we're looking for feedback. So answer their questions, address what their concerns, whatever they have, and then you ask them again to subscribe. It's so important to always ask again, because this is where the sale is going to happen, if it's going to happen, right? It's on the second or the third ask. The first one, usually people don't answer, or they give an excuse. You have to ask again, because you got to make sure people are satisfied, their questions are answered, and then you ask them, hey, what's it going to take to get you to subscribe today? And this is where you're going to get a yes, or you're going to start to get some really, really good feedback about, here's what I need to see in order to subscribe. Here's what's missing. So when you ask them what's it going to take, then they start filling in those blanks that you need. And then you can go back to the drawing board and make your entire offer, your entire pitch better. This is where it comes to collecting feedback. So if they do say no, you want to ask them, what do I need to change? What do you need to see? Let me come back to you in a week, in 2 weeks. Let me make these changes that you need to see. So this is the process in which you are starting to incorporate changes in your pitch, in your offer, and all of that stuff. So let's see what that looks like. The You want to start with a review after you've contacted 10 people, and you've done your pitch to them in person, whether you got zero sales or you got one sale, whatever it is. You want to sit down and you want to review. Now, inside your workbook, there are a series of questions that you can answer, and look at as to, what can you have done better. The most important question is, what is the overall feedback? Were people liking it or not liking it? What did they say when you asked them for the feedback of, what's it going to take to get them to subscribe, and start incorporating that feedback into everything that you do. And then that's the process. I guarantee you, if you follow this process, if you follow up and try again, if you collect feedback and you repeat with changes and you keep doing this process, I guarantee you will get your first 10 subscribers. It's just how it works. Because what you're doing is, every time you're going to 10 people and you're trying to get them to subscribe and you're collecting their feedback and you're making changes, you're going to begin to see patterns. People need to see certain things from you and your music in order for them to subscribe, and then you're going to start doing those things and you're going to start seeing that money roll in. And then once it starts rolling in, it won't stop rolling in. And that's the great thing about a subscription business. This is the first step in that journey. It's a hard step, but it's a very doable step. After this, the next training that we're going to do is talking about how you can keep those 10 people that you get, or 5 people, or 50 people, or 100 people coming back month over month. So that's the next step that we're going to be working on, which is going to be very, very important for you, and how you grow your subscriptions. The one thing I do want to mention when it comes to sales and subscription sales and selling your music out there, the one thing you want to make sure you do is follow up. It's the key principle in sales. And I just want to stress, a lot of us sometimes feel like we're bothering people. Someone said, "Oh, get back to me next week. We'll see." And then next week comes around and they don't tell you. Let me break something down for you. They just forgot. You have to follow up. You have to hit them back up and be like, "Hey, we talked last week. What's going on?" You either want to get a no and collect feedback, or you want to straight up get a yes and get the sale. Until then, keep asking people. There's nothing wrong with following up. You are not bugging people. What you are doing is your job as a salesperson. With that final note, I want to welcome you guys to the start of your journey for the change of your music career. The sky's the limit for where things can go now. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out via email. We're happy to work with you to answer any of your questions, work through the workbook with you, whatever it takes. Our email is on the screen. I'll see you guys in our next training. Take care.